What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, Dudes Who Bet Daily, May 24th, 2023, starting off with a little bit of a mistake there. What are you going to do? Anyway, we got the Florida Panthers, Aaron. Headed to the Stanley Cup Finals. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling really good. They still kind of got outplayed last night, but not quite as bad as usual. They just are dramatic, aren't they? I mean, they give up a goal late. It's 3-3. You're thinking, oh my gosh, we're going to go into overtime again. They get that power play, and Tkachuk, who is going to be the Conn Smythe winner without any doubt if the Panthers win this thing, gets another goal, another big goal for Tkachuk. I mean, he's been unbelievable. So on to the finals for the Panthers, a 4-0 sweep. And, if you watch those games, it didn't feel like a 4-0 sweep, but that's what happened.
Yeah, we had Tkachuk 3 game-winning goals in 4 games. Not too bad in the conference finals there. Papa Dude, early line here has the Vegas Golden Knights minus 125 to win the Stanley Cup. Panthers minus 105. You willing to back the favorite?
No. Give me the Panthers. Give me the Panthers. I'm not going to bet the favorite at 125. No.
I was shopping alternate lines today. You can get exact results in the Stanley Cup final. Panthers over Golden Knights plus 120. Seems odd that you can get 25 cents value by simply saying that they're going to beat the Golden Knights, which, oh, by the way, are up 3-0, taking on Dallas. And that's what we're going to start tonight, Magic. We've got the Vegas Golden Knights going in to take on the Stars. Ottinger has been not great in the series. Jamie Benn not going to play the next 2 games because he accidentally fell with his stick on the head of somebody. What do you think here? Are you willing to back the Stars at home minus 110?
I mean, I just want this to be over because I hate both teams now. That just reminded me of Jamie Benn pulled that same shit on the Red Wings captain Dylan Larkin a couple of years ago. Larkin had to have surgery. He missed action for several months. Ben got nothing for it. So I'm glad that at least something's happening and that he will have to sit at home or sit up in the stands in a suit and cry those tears while they lose. I hate him. I've talked before about how I take my son on Tuesdays to the LA Zoo. That's our little bonding time each week. They've got otters there that I think would be better in net than the actual otter in Dallas right now. Those 3 otters combined, I think would be, hell, even one of them on their own would be better than the stupid otter that's playing in Dallas right now.
4 goals on 16 shots, Papa Dude. Not what you're looking for when you're down 2-0 and you need a bounce back game. Are the Stars able to extend this series or just put a fork in them?
I'm going Vegas tonight. I'm not about to pick the favorite at minus 110 because I think Vegas is good. They're better than they are. Ben is pretty important to them. He's not going to play. You never know how that goalie's going to come back from that. I'm going the Vegas Knights because the value is with Vegas tonight.
Yeah, I would be Stars or pass, under or pass. And I am going to pass on both fronts, Aaron. Did you end up playing the game?
I ended up passing. You guys kind of talked me out of it, and I'm thinking I'm going to be thankful. But I'm kind of with what Somich has said. I would take the Stars if anything, but I'm with you guys. It's it's too much shit. And I got to say, the Jamie Benn thing, he should be out for a month. Listen, physicality in hockey is fantastic. It's what makes hockey great. There is no room in this game for the shit he pulled in game 3. I'm glad they kicked him out. They reviewed that and they immediately kicked him out of that game, gave him a 5-minute misconduct. I don't care if I ever see him again. That is just bullshit. You can cross-check a guy. You're mad. You cross-check him. But when he's on the ice and he's defenseless and you cross-check him in the head, you're done and you're dead to me. I got so mad watching that. There is no room in the game for that.
Yeah, the excuse after the game was ridiculous too. I was trying to break my fall.
No,
there was 100% intent there, which I think is the worst part of it. It's it wasn't even accidental. It wasn't and there's situations in the NBA where he stepped on him. Yeah, well, he got a guy's great leg grabbed, whatever. There was nothing that provocated this. It was just hey, I'm going to cross check him in the head when he's on the ice. Decision by Jamie Benn. I agree. I'm surprised it was only 2. I thought it should be at least the series, right? Because I don't really think it's a great idea for Jamie Benn to come back in this series at any point because the response ain't going to be great. I think the Stars are done here. The Golden Knights are going to get through this at some point. Let's move to a series where maybe we're not quite done yet here. The Heat headed in to take on the Celtics. The Celtics laying a robust 8 points after we've seen 9 and 9.5 the last 2 times, which hey, guess what? The Heat won both games in Boston. Total sitting at 215.5, depending on where you shop. I thought this was another tough one because it feels like Heat or pass, over or pass. And I'm not sure I want to bet the Heat or the over, Papa Dude.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Vegas does not like the Heat. There's no doubt about it. And one game does not sway me off of the Heat. And at 8 points, I don't think Boston's going to beat them more than that. So I look for the Heat to play a great game tonight. I think Boston might win. They're due to win a game in Boston. But I'm going to go the Heat plus the 8. And, I finally lost with the Heat the other night, but I'm going to stay with them. I just think Boston's overvalued and overrated. I do think they might win, but I'm taking the Heat plus 8.
Yeah, 8 just seems a little bit high here, Magic, especially after what we saw in the first 2 games in Boston. What are your thoughts here?
I'm sticking with Papa Dude. He's been right pretty much every step of the way here. I was on Boston to start the series. I think Boston's missing. Boston needs to hire more coaches that have affairs with their staffers because they did better with the last guy than this current one.
Yeah, they miss Udoka. We'll say that. He definitely was very different than Missoula. It seems like the locker room has given up on Missoula here, Aaron. It'd be interesting to see what type of effort we get from Boston. They celebrated Game 4 like they had actually accomplished something. Versus instead they're down 3-1 going back home, needing to win 3 straight games. Are you touching this game at all?
I just don't think you lay 8 points with Boston. I just don't. So no, I'm not touching it. I do think the Celtics have got, they should be favored. I think they do have the best chance to win this game tonight. The Heat are probably going to bounce back and play pretty well, though. They did not play well in Game 4. I think they bounce back here. I would take Miami plus the 8, if anything. But no, I'm not laying 8 with Boston. I kind of feel like we're going to get a Game 6, though, guys, and maybe that's when we can kind of take the Heat. But tonight, it's either a pass or take Miami plus 8.
Well, I'll say one thing I forgot to mention. I think it says a lot for Boston the way they played in Game 4 after they just stunk it up in Game 3. I think that showed they've still got a shot by coming back and winning. It would have been easy just tossing the towel and say, hey, we're done. So they did show something to us. And I think that also reflects that they may still have some confidence in the coach for coming out and playing the way they did. Because I really expected them to not play well in Game 4. And they did. So I got to give them a little bit of credit for the way they played.
I thought they played great in Game 4. The energy was up. The defensive energy was up. The question is, why didn't that happen in Game 1, 2, and
Absolutely.
3? Right? Like it takes desperation is not always a great reason for a team to show up. I looked long and hard at 2 props here. Kind of feels like, and this is just narrative, I kind of feel like Jimmy Butler's going to go off tonight. His props at 28.5 points. Seems like after going 9 for 21, he's going to show up. The other one, Kevin Love under a half turnover. His minutes got cut from 15 and 16 minutes in Game 1 and Game 2 to averaging 7.5 in the Game 3 and Game 4. And if you think about when he touches the ball, he either chucks up a 3 or swings it on the perimeter. Those are not high turnover areas. So I may end up playing Kevin Love under a half turnover because I think that based on the rotation, that's a decent play. But from the side and the total, like I said, it's Heat or over, and I don't want to play the Heat or the over in this spot. Let's jump into some baseball here. We got the Orioles taking on the Yankees. Yankees minus 135 here, total sitting at 9. They put up a ton of runs yesterday, Aaron. Did you think about playing this one at all?
This has been a great series, hasn't it? I mean, these two teams have really gone at it. The Yankees are playing a heck of a lot better right now, and Baltimore's a pretty darn good team. I thought about kind of taking this game, putting it on the site. It seems like a true toss-up to me. I would take the plus money with the Orioles if I was going to play this one, and I still might. We've got a little bit of time. We have a good afternoon slate, got a little money to throw around. Yeah, like you said, a little beer money on the Orioles maybe tonight for a little entertainment. Orioles are plus 115 right now, so I look at them. Look, it's a kind of a toss-up game. I'll take the plus money.
Yeah, I looked at the Orioles too, but Kyle Gibson's giving up 333 average against the current Yankees lineup. So I kind of started leaning toward the over as more I dug into this, but I have not bet this one yet. Magic, any thoughts on this?
Never bring a knife to a Gunner fight. Gunnar Henderson, watch out for that guy. I got a prop for you. One I actually looked at pretty closely, a possible best bet. You can get over 1.5 bases today. Plus, it's like 163 is what I saw earlier today. This guy's been, he started this season, he was a little slow. That's okay. Like, it's the long season for baseball. You got to play the hot hand. His last 10 games, he's batting .303. So far this series, he's 3 for 6 with a homer and a double at Yankee Stadium. I think that's a big key. And also, Clark Schmidt going to be pitching for the Yankees. and 6.0 ERA right now, bottom 20 percentile, and a lot of pitching stats if you go to the sabermetrics guys. I think that Gunnar Henderson, if you like that, if you can find props on him, I think that's a big one, is over 1.5 bases.
You can get over 1.5 hits, runs, plus RBIs for Gunnar Henderson, plus 115 right now.
Take it.
Not a terrible look there. Papa Dude, what do you got?
I like the Orioles today. I do. I think this is a sneaky good team. And have you looked at the records of these teams in the NL East?
Yeah.
This is a very tough division, and the Yankees are playing much better. I think Baltimore's got the edge in the pitching today until you get to the bullpen, and then God knows what's going to happen. But anyway, I do like Baltimore today to pull this off at the plus money.
Let's head over to the game of the day in baseball. The A's taking on the Mariners. Mariners minus 135. Total sitting at 7.5. Yes, there's a reason this game is here.
What is it?
Okay, I'll start off. So you got to find a way to make money off shitty teams, right? That's a key part of sports. And we always talk about finding alternate lines, different things like that. I was bored last night. My slate had been done. I was 4-2. I was happy. Made a little bit of money. And I'm like, I gotta find a way to bet the Mariners. There's multiple places that offer first 5 and game props. So the team has to be ahead after 5 innings and win the baseball game.
Okay.
Yesterday, the Mariners were minus 192, minus a half run in the first 5, and a minus, I think it was like 280 favorite for the game. Yet you could get them minus 135 to win the first 5 innings and win the game. If there is a single team in Major League Baseball that I am not worried about coming back, it is the Oakland A's. They're minus 115 today, the Mariners, to win the first 5 innings and win the game. I'll take that one. I think that's a good way to try and find value in beating the A's, who are currently 10-40 something, 41, 42.
41.
They're terrible. And if you can find ways in the alt markets to properly bet these games, I think it's a good way. You can play Mariners first run minus 135. I think there's some value in that as well, since they have the better offense and the better pitcher here. So finding ways to beat the A's and make money, I think, is a key as we move forward here.
I'll jump in, guys. It's crazy because one of the things I really, with sports betting and picking these games, you have 4 or 5 kind of data points you look at. You get kind of in a groove with baseball because it's a long season, and one of the things I look at is, where's the public money going? How much has been bet? Blah blah blah. Every day I look at this and it's like 6% has been bet on the Oakland Athletics today, 8%, 10%. Nobody bets this team. And a lot of times that's like, okay, now let's look at the matchup and we can kind of expose this, but not with the A's. It just never works out. And they're always a little bit tempting because they're like plus 210, plus 250, plus 290, but they never come through. I'm with Somich. You just got to go with the public when the A's are playing and go the other way. You just have to.
They've lost 7 straight. They've won 2 games in their last 20. I mean, your mom used to say, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. No one would talk about the A's for the entire baseball season if that was the case.
Yeah, but again, you look at certain things and it's like, yeah, I kind of lean the A's, and then you look at the game, the matchup, and it's like, can't bet the A's. Are you insane? There's no way. And it's like, well, they're plus 250. Oh, yeah, but they're going to be minus whatever you bet if you bet them. So it's just crazy.
It is pretty wild, Magic. We talk about this in the NFL. Like, betting bad teams is a positive ROI in the long run.
Yep.
So here's the thing.
Doesn't seem very positive.
No. Last time we talked about the A's when I was on the show, I talked about how if you'd bet them straight money line with all this plus money that Aaron's talking about, you'd still be down like $1,800. Guess what? You'd now be down $2,500. They're negative $2,501 on the money line this year. However, if you want to try and bet the A's, and none of us are recommending it, the first 5 innings thing scares me a little bit, Mike, and it's because of who's on the mound for the A's. JP Sears is by far and away their best player. And by the way, if any team in Major League Baseball needs a good left-handed starter, somebody rescue this poor guy. Against Seattle, he's got a 2-0 record in 4 games, a .41 ERA. He is very good against Seattle. And if you go back to May 3rd, he had 6 scoreless innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, striking out 7. Now you think, wow, that's a really great start. What happened that game? They lost 7-2 because the A's don't have a bullpen. He did 6 scoreless innings. and they lost the game 7-2. Like, somebody rescue this poor fool. I think first 5 is a little dangerous because of JP Sears on the mound. Beyond that, the bullpen's like the bullpen would think that Ottinger from the Dallas Stars would be a better service than what they've got going on right now.
Yeah, he's 0 for 3 with a 5 ERA on the road. I'm happy to lay it. when JP Sears is your best player, there's issues, right, Papa Dude?
Yes, but Magic's right. If they're going to win a game, it's today. That's kind of what you're saying, right, Magic?
I'm saying if they're going to win a first 5 bet, if they're going to win the first 5, I think it's the today. Okay. I don't think it goes beyond because unless he goes 9.
Yeah, because they have an idiot manager, and here you got a pitcher who's thrown 6 shutout innings, and you take his ass out, and you have no bullpen. What is wrong with these idiot managers? I get so sick of this shit. That's why I can't watch baseball. I will not watch it. I cannot do it. Yesterday, who was it, Aaron? To refresh my memory.
So the Braves were up.
Oh, the Braves.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the under.
The 6th. Yeah.
Got the under. Pitcher's rolling. Hadn't given up anything for 6 innings. Take his ass out.
Yep.
I texted Aaron and said, here goes my shit. Here it goes, because
well,
I can't do it.
Listen. Somich told you to play under first 5 innings because of what
I can't do that, because every time I do it, I screw it up, and I just can't make my. We're going to talk about this on our show today. I just can't do that. I'm too traditional. I just can't do it, and that's why I cannot watch baseball. I can't do it. I see too many games blown because these idiots take these pitchers out when they've thrown like 85 pitches and they're rolling. Now I can see it. If he starts the 7th and he gives up a couple of base runners, okay, I don't have a problem with that as much. But you take him out and he hasn't even started the inning. I don't get it.
We tried to warn
I don't get it.
I am a strong proponent. If you're playing under, play first 5. If you're playing over, play full game.
I can't get unders and overs.
To be
Overs and unders.
honest, to be completely honest, I think now with the caveat, there are a few starting pitchers that you must fear, right? But I think overall, if you're playing a full game anymore in baseball, and we'll talk about this on our show coming up at noon, I don't think the starting pitcher means as much as it used to because of how they pitch.
That's why I do not watch baseball.
If you can get to the 5th inning and the game is within range, it just becomes a 50-50 bullpen game every time. Now, again, there are certain pitchers you have that doesn't apply to, but there's not as many as there used to be.
That's why I don't like Tony La Russa. He's the one that came up with this crap, and he's ruined baseball.
I don't think it's just him, but okay.
What do you mean? He knew more about baseball than anybody. Just
I
ask.
don't think he invented this.
He did too. He's the one that started this bullshit. You got a lefty, you got a righty, you bring in the righty, you bring in the lefty. The game lasts 5 hours and 27 minutes. Tony makes 47 trips to the pitcher's mound because he gets on TV all this time. And sorry.
He's not a fast walker either. If he was pace to the mound, I'd be a little happier. But he
you know what?
He got that limp going.
Before I go, I want to. He's one of these guys. I could not stand him as a manager. I couldn't. Yeah. I'm not saying he wasn't a good manager.
He also was a drunk, wasn't he? Doesn't he have an alcohol problem?
Well, a lot of people have that. But
go ahead.
Don't be knocking his positives.
Off the field, he was a great person. I agreed with so many things that he believed in off the field. I'm an animal rights activist. Well, I'm not because I'm not active, but I believe in that kind of stuff. He was an animal lover. There's a lot of things he believed in that I really liked. And off the field, he was a genuinely nice guy. That was the biggest prick I've ever seen on the baseball field.
Papa Dude, you should look at first 5s.
Yeah.
My baseball bets have been first 5.
I'm not betting this one tonight. The A's win a game every 10 games. They're going to get this one tonight. Or every 10 days.
You should bet them. If you really think that, you should bet them because that's a good price.
Well, you can't bet them.
Real quick on baseball betting, Aaron and I had a nice little text conversation.
All right.
Today.
Yep.
We're actually really enjoying baseball betting. You know why, Papa Dude? You don't watch a single pitch. I was sitting outside with a nice glass of tequila with my dog and just updating my phone every 10 minutes. And I found out all I need to know about baseball. You don't get mad because you don't know when they took the pitcher out. You don't get mad if you lose because of walk-off.
Yep.
You're just sitting there and updating your phone and you're happy.
Yep.
It's that simple.
Don't click on the game either. Just get on ESPN and just scroll. So that way, like Magic or like Somich says, you don't know what's going on. You just watch the score.
That's what I do.
Well, but if you know they took the pitcher out,
you're clicking on the game.
It says down there.
No, it doesn't.
This is exactly what it said when the Atlanta Braves took their pitcher out. On ESPN last night, it said the stupid, dumbass manager of the Braves just took out a pitcher who is rolling.
You're on the computer then.
Yeah.
It does say it on the computer. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to walk away. Just walk away.
Walk away.
All right, let's go to the race of the day. Churchill, race number 7. We're going 6.5 furlongs on the dirt. Phillies, 3-year-olds and up, $127,000 allowance. Interesting little field here. We've got 7 entrants. Pretty even matchup here. We got your favorite's going to be the 2 Bo Arties, 3-1. Probably mispronounced that. But Aaron, who do you like here?
I took the number 7 Donnie to win this one for Larry Jones, a guy you don't hear a lot from anymore. Used to be a big time guy. Look, I think Donnie's going to get it done here at Churchill today. He's kind of built this horse up little by little. This is what he does a lot of times. He's not going to win a ton first out, second out. Building this horse up last time out at Oaklawn, same conditions, almost got the job done, only beaten 3/4 of a length. 2 races back was a nice winner at Oaklawn. I think she makes sense here. I like her from the outside, from the 7 hole. It's a horse that can kind of stalk the pace. Hopefully they get her up about 3rd or 4th today and she makes a move. So give me the number 7 on top today.
I looked a lot at Donnie. My biggest knock was that the maiden win was in restricted company. Yeah. That it wasn't open company. And so for me, that was where I had an issue here with Donnie. So I ended up going to the rail here. Give me non-violence, sired by violence. Second off the layoff here, second out as a 4-year-old for Calhoun. You get Raylu up in the saddle. Magic's just causing trouble all over the place.
I don't know.
So we're just going to mute him for now. We'll see if he's able to come back after the weird beeping. Like I said, second off the layoff here, second time out, second off the layoff, second out as a 4-year-old. This is a horse I think can control the pace. The 2 horse is going to be your other speed. I think the 1 sits right outside or right inside of this horse, should be able to pounce on top of it. So I'll go with the 1 horse non-violence for Calhoun and Raylu. Magic, who do you got?
No.
Magic's out. All right, Papa Dude, who you got?
Oh my gosh. I'm glad you pronounced that 2 horse. I was going to butcher that. I think you got it right on.
Yep.
I like that horse quite a bit. I think this is another race like yesterday. You tried to beat the favorite because I don't think the favorite's that good. And Romans is the trainer, so I'm going to try to beat him. I'm with Aaron. I'm going to go the 7. 7's the youngest of them all. Looks like hadn't had very many races, hit the board every time. We know Larry Jones pretty well. I think this horse is pretty good. So I'm going to go 7-2-4.
Magic?
Sorry about that. I have no idea what happened. My computer restarted itself. It said there was a watchdog error, and then you guys are saying I'm beep, 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 and watchdogs are not happy with me. Anyways, I'm going to go with the number 3, Bo Zartez. I missed it. Or sorry, the number 2 at 3-1, Bo Zartez. Luis Saez, best jockey in the country right now, is going to keep the mount. Philly's cutting back from going 7.5 at Churchill last out. And first of all, probably a little bit too long for her. But second of all, she was up on an extremely fast pace. I don't see that happening. I think you try and beat the 3, cancel this, which is what they're probably going to do to this show if Papa Dude has any more heated rants like he did about baseball managers and poor DUI managers like Tony La Russa. You just gotta be nice to those guys. He's struggling with some shit.
That only happened once.
Twice.
Yeah, but it was in spring
Once
training.
is an accident, twice is a pattern. Here's the thing, too, about the 3-1 2-horse, Bo Zartez.
What does that say
former
about
Chad,
yourself?
It's a lot of
former
stress.
Chad Brown horse that was with, bought for $150,000. They ran her twice. Chad Brown said, never mind, don't want her, sold her. They got Eddie Keneally, not only the trainer, but also the co-owner of this horse, bought her for $75,000 and has been very, very smart with where he spotted her. She broke the maiden first time out. First time versus winner struggled. Second time, like I said, there was that fast pace. So I'm going to go with the 2, Bo Zartez.
Real quick, Dr. Tang brings up the 4 here. Oliver and Bejarano. That was my second pick in this race at 8-1. I think that's a little interesting. Second off the layoff, getting back on the dirt. So we'll see if the 4 is able to do it. All right. And for our buddy Dustin Trusty here, 8th race was really difficult. I actually chose not to pick the 8th race because I hate all of the horses in there. Aaron, I'll let you make a pick in the 8th real quick.
Yeah, this is not great. I ended up on the 2 and then the 9, but I'm not confident in either one of them. Creative Minister, probably the best horse in the race, but I don't think it's going to set up that great for him. He did run pretty darn well at Keeneland last time out, I thought. So I think if he runs that race back, he's probably going to win, but it's also McPeak, and he has trouble getting him to run that kind of race 2 in a row. I don't know. It's a really tough one. I do think the 2 is going to get out to the lead, and if he does, he could take him a long ways.
Yeah, I was 2-9 as well. So agreement there. Both chalk, not really that exciting. That's but a tough race where look, there's like 4 horses that have legitimate stats, and then there's a bunch of horses that who knows, maybe they'll run well there. So not a great betting race in my mind, just because I think the morning line is correct in that one. All right, let's jump over to the bets of the day. Oh, I didn't even go through this. We got to go through this. What am I doing? I'm all over the place here. Let's start with me. I'm going to take the Rockies here. I'm running back Aaron's pick from yesterday, getting plus 115 on them. Look, this Miami offense, they're not good. Yesterday was Sandy Day for the Marlins. He pitched really well. We've been waiting for him to pitch really well. You get Freeland on the mound for the Rockies. I don't think they should be the dog. I think they should be minus 115. So I'll take what I think is about 30 cents value here. I'll take the Rockies plus 115, taking on the Marlins. Aaron, I almost did this one, so talk about it.
Well, first of all, good pick on the Rockies. The game was 10-2 last night, but really the score doesn't reflect how that went. The Rockies were up 1-0. They left the bases loaded in the second, and I knew when that happened they were in trouble, and then their rookie pitcher blew up. So good pick, Somich. I like that one as well. Brewers today, listen, I think they're plus 110 because when you look at the pitcher, they are undecided on who they're going to throw tonight. That doesn't really bother me all that much, though, because, Alexander's going for the Giants. He is 4-0, but his ERA is pretty high. To me, it's going to be a bullpen game for both teams, and I think that favors the Brewers. They're coming off a really nice series at home here against the Astros. They've shut them out two games in a row, so a nice 2 out of 3 there. Giants are playing well. They won 2 out of 3 in Minnesota. I thought they looked very good other than yesterday. They didn't play very well, but kind of a long road trip here for the Giants. I think they catch a Brewers team that's pretty darn good. They're playing well. I know they're undecided on a pitcher. They will throw one, though, I promise. Somebody will be out there throwing. Hopefully he goes 4 or 5 innings and they get to the bullpen. So give me the Brewers tonight. I think they get it done against the Giants. I
will guarantee the Brewers starter goes longer than the Giants. You mentioned you mentioned Alexander, 4-0, 4.42 ERA. This is his first start of the year. Every other game he's come from out of it. So this is a full bullpen game for San Francisco. You should get 4 or 5 innings out of the undecided starter from the Brewers. And if that's the case, I think the Brewers plus 110 is the route to take here. Magic, talk to us about the Rays and Jays.
Let's see if we can go 2 for 2 on the over. That yesterday was a nice under cash, which is funny. If I had done the Braves Dodgers one, that also would have cashed too. I should have parlayed those. But hey, we're on a new day. I almost went with Tampa Bay with the run line minus 1.5. You're getting plus money there. But really, these are 2 teams that don't have any problems with batting, which is different from the 2 teams I talked about yesterday. Decent pitching matchup here in terms of Tampa Bay with Eflin on the mound, but he's still shown that he can give up some hits and some runners, and the Tampa Bay bullpen is not solid. But here's the thing. In their last 13 games, the over is 11-2 for Tampa. In the last 11 games for Toronto, the over is 8-3. These teams have played each other 6 times so far this year. The over is 5-1. And if you take out the game 2 back, where it was a 20-1 complete blowout by the Blue Jays, remove that and just use the other 5 games, they still are averaging 9 runs every single game with these 2 teams. So, and actually, in the time since I texted you guys, it's dropped down to over 8 now. So, the line for some reason is going down. All of these teams that like to do is just hit and score. And I think over 8, 8.5, either way is a good play on this game.
Yeah, Manoah not been great for Toronto. One of those guys that everyone thought was going to take a step forward. He's 1-5 with a 4+ ERA so far. For the Blue Jays, we'll see if we can get the over to cash here. Papa Dude, the Cardinals. First pitch in 1 minute. I bet the Cardinals.
Okay. Well, okay. You got it on the board here. So
yes, sir.
It's been documented. Yeah, I like the Cardinals today. I like the pitching matchup. They've lost 2 out of 3. I I don't think they're going to lose 3 out of 4 in Cincinnati. And when they get some starting pitching that's decent, they're winning right now. So I like that one. And then I'm going to go along with Magic and bet the Rays. I think they win against Toronto because Toronto does not have a very good pitcher going. So I'm going to go Cardinals Rays, see if we can get this parlay home at plus 178. So I thought the value was perfect here. So I'm going to go Cardinals Rays parlay today.
Cardinals first 5, almost my best bet today, Papa Dude. This pitcher, Mike McCollis or McCollois, whatever his name is. Since the catching change, 3-0, giving up just 5 earned runs in those 3 starts. So a pitcher who's really benefited from switching up the catchers there in St. Louis. And honestly, the Reds not very good. Luke Weaver, not very good. 6 ERA. We'll go ahead and take the Cardinals first 5 here, see if we can get it done. I like it, Papa Dude. We'll see if the Rays are able to finish it off. We'll have a lot of eyes on that Rays-Jays game. And Aaron, you like the Blue Jays today, didn't you?
I do. I like the Blue Jays in an upset today. So, but
Thanks.
listen, I went against Papa Dude's parlay yesterday, and thankfully for him, it went the other way. So, but I do like the Blue Jays a little bit here at plus money. That price was a little too much. I think they're like plus 130 now. Yeah, I'll take a little swing with the Blue Jays. This has been a really good series. I mean, I guess my phone is, when I scroll, it says, oh, this is a pretty good series. So we'll see if the Blue Jays can get it done or if the Rays get it done. And hopefully Papa Dude gets that parlay home if they do.
All right, let's run through the best bets, and then we will take off and send you on your way here on this fabulous Thursday. Rockies, or Friday? Thursday? Yeah,
It's
Thursday.
Thursday.
Magic. We got the Magic Mike show today. Hey, the Rockies plus 115 for me. Papa Dude taking the Cards and Rays plus 178. Aaron taking the Brewers plus 110. Magic, Rays and Jays over 8.5. For this week, we're up $38. Nice parlay yesterday. Papa Dude down 298 for the year. Busy day here because it's Thursday on the Racing Dudes channel. Papa Dude and Aaron back with Dudes Who Bet Sports at noon. It sounds like Central Time.
Yes,
1 o'clock Eastern.
Yep,
10
23
Pacific.
minutes away. It's going to be a good show. You need to tune in.
Magic and I going to Canterbury for opening night on Saturday for the late pick
awesome.
5, the low
Hey,
takeout. from
cool.
Canterbury. We're having some
Love
fun
it.
with these little tracks.
Love it.
Yeah, great
We're having
track.
some fun with the little tracks. Low takeout at Canterbury, fun place to play. Massive payouts if you can beat some favorites there. So we'll be covering the late pick 5 from Saturday's card at Canterbury Park. And then Aaron, you got some blinkers off today as well, don't you?
I assume it will happen. I have not heard from Jared, so I don't know when.
All right. Maybe blinkers will happen. Maybe it won't. Thank you very much for joining us here on Dudes Who Bet Daily. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Just keep it right here. Just keep it right here. You'll have some nice entertaining content all day, and Papa Dude and Aaron will be back here in 23 minutes. Thank you very much for joining us. Good luck with all your bets. Have a wonderful Thursday. We'll see you, later.